The best way to teach people critical thinking is to teach them to write.
My wife gave me this book because I journal, but I'm typing on the computer. She says I should start handwriting my thoughts and ideas to give to our sons. Just a short, small book with some primary life things that I could pass on to our sons. So this video is about journaling more than YouTube, but it's about, there's a lot of ways to journal. I've always said a life worth living is worth documenting. So there's a lot of ways to document a life. Your life or another's life is journaling, writing it down in words on a daily basis, thoughts, ideas, prayers, beliefs, moral values, temperature of the day, how you feel. And I don't know if it's just lately, I know it's not lately, but people have come up with this visual journaling where there's a combination of words and pictures, and it's even considered a form of art. Visual journaling. I'm a visual thinker. I always have been. When I was a kid, I would sit and doodle, which is now an art form, I guess. But I'd doodle, and then I would put collages together, like family pictures, and jot notes all over them, little arrows and thoughts and ideas, and make collages out of comic book characters and read comic books. I'm a visual kind of thinker, storyteller. Turns out visual thinking isn't just a kid's doodling process or a collage of pictures and doodling. Leonardo da Vinci kept a notebook, and in that notebook, 1,700 pages, was pictures, doodles, little arrows going everywhere, his thoughts, ideas, to-do lists, all of it. Da Vinci was a visual thinker, and it shows in that notebook. It's incredible. So doodling and the rest of it, if kids are doing it, let them do it, because Leonardo did it. And there's a lot of discussion about how powerful visual thinking and visual journaling or note-keeping is. So Jordan Peterson even talks through that.
How many of you think in words? Put up your hands. Do you think in words? Okay, so it looks like, what about pictures? How many of you think in pictures? Okay, so that's interesting. How many of you think, that's about half and half, by the way, probably a fewer on the word side. How many of you think in pictures and words? Okay, and so, all right, so it was roughly a third in each category, but that's also something that I really haven't encountered any research on from the neuropsychological perspective. It's like, well, do you think in pictures or do you think in words? And is that actually a reliable distinction? I think in words most of the time. But I can think in pictures. Like if I'm trying to build something, I can think in pictures almost instantaneously, but it isn't my natural mode of thinking. I'm hyperverbal, and so my natural mode of thinking is to think everything through in words. But I know my wife isn't like that. She thinks in images and then has to translate them into words. And so, anyways, Jung was very literate, and he could really think in words, but he could really think in images. That the people who are more interested in aesthetics are the visionary types, the ones that think in images. Anyways,
so I started thinking about handing something down to your kids, to your kids who may be full-grown men, in either a small handwritten book, a journal, of which mine on the computer is 1,600 pages and 1,000,000 words. So I don't think anybody will read that. So I need
Every
to
morning when I
down.
get up early, sometimes 3 a.m., 4 a.m., I grab me a cup of coffee with my favorite Hawaii cup and sit down at an old desk, a very old desk, and I journal. And let's see, I think I can show you. I journal and I write essays. And I'm at, I don't know if you can see this, but down below, I'm at 820,240 words.
I have a good friend that develops websites, and I was writing some essays. I would send them out to some friends in an email, and a friend of mine that does websites said, you need to get these out to the world. You need to put it on a website or, a Substack or something. Well, Substack wasn't around then. So he made me a website. And I'm also a photographer. My best thinking and meditating is when I'm out taking pictures of nature, more than anything. Sunrises, wildlife, beautiful landscapes, because I'm just kind of frozen in time looking at the beauty of God's creation and taking a snapshot of it. Well, more than a snapshot. I hope it's a good picture. So we put together a website that just is jamesbondley.com, and it's called Words and Pictures. And so I put my essays out there from the words half of the website and my photos on another one. As I wrote this journal, and I'm thinking about telling stories with pictures and stories with words, I was flashback onto a father's journal, something to give our sons. So, because I lost my father when I was 5, and I had no idea how to be a father, so no book, no manual. I would have gave anything if he would have had a journal that had some advice on it for me. So as I had this website, and I'm telling stories, writing essays, journaling, doing photography, it came to me that, YouTube's out there, video. Why don't I shoot more video and capture life's moments in video? My mom had an 8mm camera. In fact, I'm digitizing that footage now. And it's amazing to look back into 1960 when I was a 10-year-old boy, or 1957 when I was 7 years old. So it's precious to have captured that history in family or for whatever. So I started doing YouTube videos just to try to get used to video and the process it takes and all of that. And so just recently I said, well, wait a minute. Okay, this is a visual journal. So why don't I treat it that way? I can put out videos, little short ones on wisdom, how-to DIY videos with construction. If my son's ever needed to build a set of stairs, there may be something in there for that. And just moral issues, some thoughts and ideas on recent events and cultural issues, and mostly a father's journal to his sons. So I have 100 videos out there now. And I want to a little shift into a video journal. It's not a vlog. I guess technically it is. It's not a daily vlog. It's just going to be bits of wisdom and the stuff I've been doing, talking about travel, experiences. So it's a life, documenting a life. So this is good. This is the train of thought going up to how I can use YouTube as a visual journal. Even if no one but our sons see the journal. But I put them out online to maybe there's some other kids that were growing up without a father that could use some advice, and they can find it on YouTube. From issues with marriage, faith, morality, philosophy, science, current events, just all kinds of stuff, along with pictures, and I just think it's invaluable. So I wanted to do this short video just on how I use YouTube as a visual journal and use it as a distribution process to get it out to our sons and to anybody who can use the information.